Diablo Duo.
Always a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate this. This is our 37th year of doing the Tree of Lights, and I'd like to introduce Eric Rudney, a board member, a longtime board member, and a community member here in Alamo. Eric.
I have to have a little smile too for the Diablo Duo. It just always warms my heart wherever they're playing. It seems like the beginning of a wonderful holiday season, and we just want to wish you all a happy holidays and welcome you here. We all know what an important part of our community hospice is. As Matt said, 37 years of just the Tree of Lights, and what an incredible contributor to our community, and we're all fortunate to have them. So without further ado, I want to invite Laura to come up. She's the most incredible facilitator at the Bruns home, and always just great to have her around. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Laura Bakar, and I am the director of the Bruns House. It's a pleasure to have you here today as we pause and reflect and take time to remember our loved ones and honor special individuals. Here are some of the highlights we have accomplished in provided services to the community. We are proud to provide hospice services to over 1,500 patients and families each year, with 139 residents from Alamo benefiting from our care. Our community palliative care program has served 115 patients. Founded in 1977, Hospice of the East Bay is the only not-for-profit hospice located in Contra Costa County. We've been committed to providing high-quality, compassionate care to all those needing our services, regardless of their ability to pay. Our services are included in Contra Costa County, parts of Alameda, and Solano County. We are very proud of the very special and unique programs we offer at Hospice East Bay, and these include our music therapists who use music as a therapeutic tool to reduce pain and anxiety and to bring some joy to our families. We have a special veteran-centered care program. With your support, we have a full-time social worker who helps veterans and their families navigate end-of-life issues and to access the services that they deserve for their service to our country. Our bereavement services are now both in-person and virtual. We are very proud of these services, and they are available to everyone in our community, regardless of whether they received hospice services or not. We also operate 6 thrift shops that play a vital role in supporting our programs, and we gratefully accept donations of gently used items. To enhance convenience, we have now established an online store where you can shop from the comfort of your own home. And this week, as we prepare for Thanksgiving, I am thankful for the very special connection Hospice East Bay has with the Alamo community. Bruns House is located on Miranda Avenue here in Alamo, and the Bruns House is the only inpatient hospice facility in the whole Bay Area. Just this last week, we had an Alamo resident who was at home receiving hospice care who started to have very acute symptoms. Her options were to come to the Bruns House or return to the hospital. She chose to come to the Bruns House, and we were able to manage her very severe pain and nausea vomiting. She was in a home-like environment where her family, all 8 of them, could be around her bedside. It is this gift that we have because of our connection with the community, and we are very grateful for that. We are honored that you were here with us tonight, and if you have any other questions about Hospice East Bay, please feel free to talk to one of us afterwards or visit our website at hospiceeastbay.org. I also want to thank our volunteers tonight and honor our sponsors, Rudney Associates, American Asphalt, Diablo Duo, and Alamo Women's Club. And now we invite Candace Anderson, Supervisor of Contra Costa County, to say a few words.
Well, thank you.
so much for, excuse me. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here this evening. This is something that I look forward to participating in, and something that I used to, when I was on Danville's town council, also participate in with the lighting of the tree, remembering those who have gone before us. The holidays are a time of such joy and happiness for many, but also for those of us who have lost a loved one. The empty chair, the thoughts of those who are not with us can sometimes be so challenging. But how someone leaves this life makes such a difference in how we reflect upon them and how we remember them. And as I've had loved ones who have had hospice care, it has made such a difference as they have been, as was described, surrounded by loved ones in a home environment, whether it be in their own home or the wonderful facility of Bruns House. For those who have a more traumatic passing, that's a little bit harder. And so when anyone asks me or talks to me about what they should do with their loved one, should they be kept in the hospital on life support, or if they have the option to go home, I always recommend that they consider hospice. It's something that provides peace. It's an opportunity for people to have those last cherished moments with their loved one. And I reflect upon the passing of my father-in-law, who was in another state, but under hospice care. And as he had his 7 children, my husband included, surrounding him on his final day on this earth, there was joy, there was laughter. My father-in-law had one of those rare moments where he was fully engaged and participating in the conversations, and that memory has lasted with my husband and with his siblings to remember that. And when someone is toward the end of their life, there are so many hard decisions for family members to make, and having to second guess their medical professional opinions shouldn't be one of those. Having someone who can help take care of them, their loved one, to offer the ability to provide the palliative care that allows someone to have their final moments at ease and with comfort is so important. So I'm so grateful for the work that is done here and through all of the volunteers that make such a difference, and continue this wonderful organization that enriches families and allows so many of us to reflect back on our loved ones in such a positive way. And so thank you for the invitation. Thank you for all that each of you do.
good evening. My name is Deanna Bennett, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement and Admissions here at Hospice East Bay. I'll be reading Shipwreck. This is an excerpt taken from a blog attributed to G. Snow. As for grief, you'll find it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you're drowning, with wreckage all around you. Everything floating around you reminds you of the beauty and magnificence of the ship that was and is no more. And all you can do is float. You find some piece of the wreckage and you hang on for a while. Maybe it's some physical thing. Maybe it's a happy memory or a photograph. Maybe it's a person who is also floating. For a while, all you can do is float, stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall and crash over you without mercy. Then come 10 seconds apart and don't even give you time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find the waves are still 100 feet tall, but they come further apart. When they come, they still crash all over you and wipe you out. But in between, you can breathe, you can function. You never know what's going to trigger the grief. It may be a song, a picture, a street intersection, the smell of a cup of coffee. It can just be anything, and the wave comes crashing. But in between waves, there is life. Somewhere down the line, and it's different for everybody. You find that the waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall, and while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming, an anniversary, a birthday, or Christmas, or landing at O'Hare. You can see it coming for the most part and prepare yourself. And when it washes all over you, you know that somehow you will again come out the other side, soaking wet, sputtering, still hanging on to some tiny piece of the wreckage, but you'll come out. The waves never stop coming, and somehow you don't really want them to, but you learn that you'll only survive them, and other waves will come, and you'll survive them too. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. It is so appropriate, that poem, as someone, I lost my stepfather today, and he was on, or not today, this year, and he was on hospice for 5 weeks, and this poem just reminds me so much of there are times when you smile, and then sometimes, grief just takes over you, and that's okay, because that's the way it should be. So, I have the true honor of reading the names of those who we are memorializing today. Please know I have tried to, and I've looked them over. I may not always pronounce them correctly, but I always hope you hear them in the voice that you always heard them. So, Tim Baker, James Ballantyne, Ray Ballantyne, Gertie Beggs, Jan Best, Norman Bullock, Peppy Christensen, George Cockerton, Barbara Cockerton, Jerome Dix, Bill Dunkel, Barbara Edwards, Primo E. Fascini, Chet Farrow, Dr. and Mrs. George Fahere, Walt Foskett, Ed and Cheryl Frankie, Jolene Greco, Siri Griggs, Mr. and Mrs. Phelps Guild, Terry Hawes, Adair Horgan, Jenny Sally Ingraham, Enid Jensen, Mary Mary Josie, Del and Ray Lanzafame, Ann Lee, James McCrae, Jack Mansfield, Robert Mejia, Kendra Morse, Maureen Mullen, Alberta Nyberg, Dr. Elizabeth Odumakinde, Norval Prakash, Helen Protopapas, Doug Prouty, Judy Reed, Kathy Reed, Kathy Roselle, Myron Rudd, Stan Rudney, Nilofer Vania, Dave Young. Thank you. I now invite all of you to join us outside. Please pick up a candle on your way, and then we'll light it, and then we'll all be outside and light the tree together. Well, thank you all very much for coming out today. It is always, these events are very important to us, and I hope you enjoyed, and a way to sort of start off the holidays thinking about those who are no longer with us. So, without further ado, I would like to present to you the Alamo Tree of Lights. It's a beautiful tree. What I would encourage you is to look up onto this tree and pick a light. And then that will be your light this season, that every time you drive by here, hopefully that will remind you of your loved one who's no longer here, and hopefully there'll be either a a memory that you will be fond of, or bring a smile, or just a good thought. So thank you all for coming. We have some cookies inside. You're more than welcome to keep the candles, and please take them home. But if you would like, we do take them back, and we do recycle them. So thank you so much again for attending and participating in our Alamo Tree of Lights. Thank you.